Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of One Day at a Time, a Space Engineer Survival playthrough. We have made a significant amount of progress on our build, and we're actually going to take DB base out for a shakedown, and we are going to use the shakedown as an opportunity to go check out that abandoned settlement that we saw when we were taking over that fuel depot. So, just to give you a quick little look at what I did off camera. Of course, you can tell, obviously I painted. I've been waiting for the sun to come up to be able to give you a better idea of what it looks like. And I know right now we're in the shadows and it doesn't really look like you're getting anything, but when we get out in the sun you'll be able to see it. I'm going with my typical red, white, and black with mostly gray highlights, and we are gonna roll this thing out. I need to make sure that we are still in a base format here. I also need to double check, since I have added one, two, three. I feel like I'm missing. Yeah. These here are the connectors that were on the original base, so I'm going to show those. I need to make sure that all of these connectors are not used for parking. Not that we use the P key typically, but just to make sure we don't end up dropping anything. I have brought the little fighter along and placed it on the top landing pad. I have brought the miner along, our high flyer miner. I'm not really comfortable with them sticking way out on that connector, so we may have to make some changes to the flyer to get it with a belly connector so we can park it on the back. But in the meantime, we'll leave it as is and go from there. But we are, like I said, we are getting ready to head out. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the refinery and the assemblers. I'm going to leave the ore detector on. The projector is off. Our tanks are full. I'm going to go ahead and turn the engine on, the hydrogen engines. And let's go ahead and roll out. Like I said, we are going to go check out that abandoned settlement that we saw. And another thing we're going to need to do, and part of the reason for bringing the miner with us is, we're going to need to pick up some magnesium. We don't have any right now, and we need to be able to make ammunition. I wonder if I'm going to be able to get up that rise right there. Somehow I doubt it. That's going to be a little bit, that's going to be tough. Alright. It's going to take me a little bit to get used to piloting this thing, but I think we're going to have to go up the way we came in. See, we're showing 3 hours, 4 hours. I will get once we get over toward the abandoned settlement, I will get out and show you the different stuff that I actually had to change on the base because of some just issues I noticed as I was moving around and trying to get stuff taken care of. But this is our current setup. I haven't painted the custom turrets yet, but we are working on it. I'll figure out what I'm going to do with that in a little bit. I did add a couple of mods to the game. I realized when I went to paint everything that I didn't have the paint gun, the custom paint gun mod in, so I had to add that. I'm wondering if this easement over here is going to be the best way to go. I think it might be the best way to go. Then we'll have to come back to the left. I also added a mod that we've been using on our SE Content Engineers server that extends the range of economy factions beacons so that they can be more easily seen. Well, I don't know if we're going to make it up that. This might be tougher than I thought. Getting out of here is, I think, going to be tougher than I thought. Yeah, it is. Ugh. I guess we'll see what happens here, guys. Again, I don't want to lose the miner, but oh yeah, we're gonna have to change that approach. All right. Well, let me get us out of the lake, and I'll be back in a bit. All right, guys. I managed to get out of the lake, but I'm thinking we may end up having to add some thrusters on this, like the Buffalo has, just to get it moving and up to speed. The only way I was able to get up was to actually put us in a situation where we're heading around the lake, which is not what I wanted to do. There's a lot of these little nooks and crannies over here that I'm not like super thrilled about trying to go over. This one isn't that bad, but like that one in the background that you see there, that one could be one that tears us up, and I don't want to do a whole bunch of damage to us. I don't know. I should be going fast enough to get through these trees without any issue, but like I said, that doesn't mean we're not going to get damage from them. So, I'm going to be careful with that too. I've got to get more informed about how to set suspensions up properly. The way DB Base is designed, the wheels are I'm not going to say complicated, but we obviously have 5x5 wheels, and then of course we have the 3x3 wheels. 3x3 wheels run through the keel of the ship or the base, and the 5x5s are on the outside. Now the ones in the middle, the 3x3s, are actually meant to help protect the underside of the ship. or the rover from uneven terrain, and they provide shock absorption and load bearing benefits, but they also provide torque. When the rover is loaded down and heavy, and those wheels are touching the ground, the 3x3 wheels get better torque than the 5x5 wheels. So that's something I learned from Splitsy. But so that's the other reason, to help get this big thing moving, is to have those wheels in the center. But because they're different, their settings can't all be the same. The height offsets are different. If I put the same strength on all of the wheels, the center wheels will actually be off the ground. So they have to be a little different. The 5x5 wheels have a little bit less strength, actually about half the strength that the center wheels have. And that allows them to sink down, and for the center, the 3x3 wheels to touch. So we do need to find, there's some magnesium there. I'm almost afraid to stop. But we might as well go ahead and grab it. I am going to go ahead and move forward a little bit so we're not climbing up. I'm not expecting to put a whole lot of magnesium on here, but we're going to be putting some. So okay, so now that we've stopped, I can give you some of the changes that I had to make. I killed myself falling down those ladders right there, trying to get to this door. It just wasn't working very well, so I put a ladder there. There is still a route that goes down to the living areas, but and I may have to change. Again, I may have to change that. It might just be it might just be an operator error thing. All right, let's get some magnesium. I have ejectors, do I? So we're going to get stone also, right? Yeah. Okay. I have to make some changes to this, perhaps. The stone isn't really not going to do us a whole lot of good. There we go. Just gonna get rid of it. Should probably just get the ejectors on there, but yeah, perhaps in a little bit. This taping is already not gone like I had hoped because of the difficulty getting out of the lake. Which, to be honest, I'm not going to say I wasn't completely aware. I wasn't completely unaware of. I knew once we brought that big thing down into the lake, it was going to be a challenge to get it out. I had hoped with the completed building, all the extra wheels and such, that we would not have had the trouble that we had. So yeah, we need to get some injectors on here. Let me jump in here real quick.
Engineer, your jetpack is on an incline. Angry voxels demand sacrifices.
Go ahead and throw, ouch, that wasn't cool. I'm going to throw a do this a couple different ways. Large ejector would be best. No, screw it. We're just going to go ahead and do one more load, and I'll figure that. I'll figure that out later. That's not what this episode is really supposed to be about. So I will get that figured out. So I already feel bad enough about you guys having to wait or taking as long just to get out of the lake as it did. So what I'm thinking I may do with this side connector here is just move it, shorten it a bit, so it doesn't stick out quite as far. Alright, so that's that. Let's see what happens. Alright. Alright, so having done that, that's good. That will allow us to make the ammunition we're going to need. Assault cannon. We have a pretty decent number of shells, but we're probably going to need more. Okay, let's go ahead and go. Plenty of ice. That's going to keep our hydrogen tanks full, and that in turn is going to let us fuel our little fighter. It's also going to allow us to run our hydrogen engines to augment our power usage. Trying to be careful navigating these little dips, just because one good pop on the front wheels can push that up and destroy stuff, so. That dip there, that one's not going to be fun at all. Slow down for that one. I did look at one of the suggestions we had after the last video was creating a custom turret using a large grid artillery cannon. For long range, so that we could perhaps go to work at that on that atom heart. I did try playing around with a possible design for that. Wasn't I'm not sure if it's what I wasn't quite thrilled with the way it looked and functioned, so I'm going to keep playing around with that idea. I almost feel like if we're going to go with a gun that big, we might be able to do, say, you know, perhaps adding a small railgun custom turret, small grid railgun custom turret. So we are going to keep working on that and see what we can find out. And I of course have forgotten to set my timer, so I know we've got a lot of this cut out already, but I'm going to go ahead and start an 1 and 5 minute timer right now. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of this cut out. What's that one? Sorry about that. Had to pause. I really hadn't wanted to put Atmos on this, but I don't know if I'm gonna really end up having a choice, because getting up to speed has proved to be its own set of challenges. You can see that atom heart away 7 kilometers away. You can still see it. That is crazy. Whoa. Don't want to go too fast over this. There we go. Hopefully that will be good. I did bump up the strength on the front and the rear wheels. To hopefully take some of the shock out of the system when when we come across these little, I'm going to call them whoop-de-doos. But see, we're just creeping along. Look at the terrain here. What's the best way to go? I think we might be better off going this way. Same time, I'm trying not to get too close to that last security outpost. See something on just at the edge of the horizon of the flats. You can see it kind of next at the base of those hills, or it looks like it's at the base of those hills. Probably going to regret stopping to do that, but let's just go ahead and move in this way. Yeah, I really feel like we're going to need to hit that from this angle. Alright, we'll go check out the abandoned settlement, and then we're going to come back and start setting up to hit that Ember resource processing. So the way it looks right now, we're going to have to come back this side anyway to get the proper approach on it. So let's go ahead and get over there with this abandoned settlement. Hit that hill a little bit harder than I wanted to. Golden spear. Haven't had a wreck detector ping in a while, so I don't know if it's just getting, we'll say, outspawned. You know, it's just we're getting the assert ships and such flying by, but what is that? Oop. I lost my momentum. Now I'm crawling to get up this little bank. So terrible. Ugh. Come on. Yeah, I feel like we're going to need to put some thrusters on this just to get moving. Get back a little bit, try to get some, maybe use that little rise to get some momentum. I just want to get up to the top of this first little bit, and then we're going to turn to the right and ride parallel to it, and we should be okay. Nope. That's so frustrating. Golly. That can be interesting for you guys too. I'm sorry. I am disappointed. I really don't think it's anything wrong with the design of DBBase. When I designed it and I built it, I did it on Earth-like planet, and I don't think I counted on the impact that the increased gravity here at Omicron was going to have. So I think that's what the issue is. It's just the gravity. It makes it so much harder to get something with this much mass started moving. And all right. So now we'll stop. Take the port side. Why does it seem like we got such slow reaction? Jeez. Change these. There we go. Huh. Don't know what that is. Okay. All right. Real quick, let me see if I can get these azimuth velocity multipliers. Modify the maximum velocity of the azimuth rotator. Let's try that again, see if that works better. Oh, it does not seem to work better that way. At least not when I'm trying to control it. That makes me curious if there's a difference between a small grid turret controller trying to control a large grid turret. Okay. Just interesting. Interesting to see. Okay, so let's go. Let's run up here and take a look with our. I did add some flatmos to this. I need to greeble a little bit more spots in. But we should be able to do most everything with Atmos right now. So that's what we're gonna try to do. I don't really mind that the Atmos are slower, just because I don't need to be zipping around with this unless I'm trying to. I don't know what that is. That's. Can't tell what that is. That's not a turret, is it? Does not look like it. Okay. I think we're going to be able to slow down here. see what we've got. We got some ammo. Steel plate, that should allow us to take control of this grid. Can you tell what's in this? Okay, we will get that built. See, we'll get it built because we're going to tear these apart. Okay. So we just need 3 computers. Okay. Get. There we go. Capture that. Can't tell if it's got anything in it though. That's just it. Computer. I don't know if there's anything I can get here. Alright, so we need 3 computers. Let's see what we got over here. So we can get up top. Oh, we might have
to remember a hydrogen bomb, right?
Alright, we can definitely take care of this. I don't need to do that. Oh, what's in the other one? Hey, there's computers. That's good. But I'll have computers from this, so... a couple oxygen bottles. I'm not going to complain about that.
You seem to be overloaded. Have you considered our inventory DLC?
Goodness. Alright.
Warning.
I can't do that. Okay, let's
Very
see.
strenuous tool.
I got a locker down there. Let me, real quick, we're going to build this guy up. Ah, credits. We can take credits. It's not going to hurt us. Okay. Nothing else there. We've got the one locker down here at the bottom that's going to have stuff. I'm going to go...
Luckily, you needed the exercise in.
What do we got? Hydrogen wise. Okay, we're good. I'm going to ride over here and drop this stuff off. I realized I don't have a antenna on our little fighter.
If a space engineer falls with no one there to see, does it make a sound? Guess we'll find out.
I don't think there's anything else in this one. There we go. Hydrogen. I don't think we're going to have to worry about...
Excuse me, you said you could drive?
I don't think we've got anything hostile here, so I'm going to go ahead and take this back and grab the miner. I'll bring the miner over and It's got some storage capability. That way I can put some of these parts and stuff in it. I like to think that this little fighter in the in a regular gravity environment would be pretty fun. I'll ground down the lockers, and then we'll go over to the other two buildings. Oh, fine. I hit the wrong button. Luckily still able to fly. Golly, man. How many times am I going to wreck this thing? It is ridiculous how often I have... See if I can find what all's broken. Is there anything? Looks like everything's complete. It's here. Okay, we need a steel plate. Check this out. Kidding me. I'm totally... Another small container. There it is. here. Nice. Power cells, not terrible. Do I want to get rid of any of these? I guess that's the question. Yep, I almost hit the ground. Motors and metal grids. Okay, that should not be too hard to get. What else is... Something is... I think it's just because it's resting on the ground. Alright. I don't think we've got anything else. I did not see anything else in here. So let's see. Sure there wasn't anything else. Not seeing any. Nope. No other buildings. Okay, so the resource processing station is all we got left. At least by connecting here, I'll be able to reach the areas I need to fix without having to just fix that stuff. Alright. I still can't believe I freaking wrecked all that. Ugh. Okay. Just get these mag plates taken care of. And I'm going to go take this guy back up to his perch. We got a little bit of, looks like buckling there. I can't. We're good though. Still hard to believe it. Well, I shouldn't say it's hard to believe. I've done it enough. I've wrecked this particular ship many times actually. So I should not be surprised. Okay.
Engineer, your jetpack is on an incline. Angry voxels demand sacrifice.
I gotta start feeling sorry for you guys watching me fly. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and put some artillery. Sorry, not artillery. What the heck is going on? That should not be happening. Don't know why I did that. It's very strange. Did not do that before. So, okay. So, the Amber Resource Processing Station. Okay. Alright, well, let's go ahead and start getting ourselves in position. Like I said, we're going to want to hit this thing from a certain direction. And from what I can see here, I think I've already got the general idea of where we need to go. We are going to be approaching with the little fighter, though. So, well, we'll see. If I can get us in a good enough position, then we may try the custom turrets. Some silicon. We need to stay out of 1600 meters, though. There is an artillery turret on top. Try this, right? Let's go a little bit further. Balance out a little bit. Good break. See if I can see. Wow, we're getting a lot more movement there. That's good. I think it's this way. Ooh. Course. Stupid trees. Okay, so right where my crosshairs are, that's the artillery turret. So, yeah, we're going to need to stay away from that. Perhaps if I move a little bit and try my best to stay outside of that artillery turret's range. That right there might work. Got a gallon turret. This gallon turret there. So these two right here, I do want to try to take these out. So I'll try something real quick. See if I can actually if I turn and try to use the assault cannon only. So turn the cannon off. If I can turn those off, see if this works. I don't know if this is going to work or not, but we're going to try it. Group port 01, so that should be one of these guys, right? Okay. This could be on off. And if this works, my idea is that if I can do that, if I can just use the assault cannon that's for right there. I am out of range. That's right. Shoot. Wouldn't have worked anyway. Okay, so I need to be... Alright. So what I need to try to move... I need to try to put that control tower... This control tower and the antenna, I need to put it between us and that artillery turret. Okay. So that means we're going to need to move some more. Oh, come on. There we go. It's like balanced right on top. That's funny. Come on, you can go. Is there a tree? Yeah, it's a tree. Of course. Always just hit the tree. Remember, we're trying to keep out of that artillery turret's range, which I believe is 1,600 meters. So that's our plan. The good news is that if we can get... We're going to be close. There's no guarantee that the turret is set to fire at that range, but we really don't want to take a chance on getting hit. We have a wreck detector. Where are we at? We need to figure out where. Got the atom heart too. We got to be careful of that. Come on. Please tell me this tree is not in the way. Ridiculous. Okay. See if that works. So I'm just trying to get a look. Just had an idea. I don't know if it'll work, but I'll try to figure it out. We should be good right there, where we're at, as far as out of range of that turret. We're just gonna have to go after the. We're gonna have to use the little ship to go after the Gatling turrets. Well, engineers, unfortunately, the capture of this base was not recorded properly, just black screen. So, fortunately, I have a saved game that will put us right back where we are right now, and we will get this done. It's just going to be in the next episode. I'll have to recapture it for you. So, until then, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and always, always be safe. And I'll see you on the other side. But until then, I should go.